woman reaches a certain age, when someone says to her, or she tells herself, at your age, you shouldn't, you wouldn't, you can't do that. Well, here, on a certain age, we celebrate those amazing women who will, who do, and who can do inspiring things. Today, I have Denise Cesare, who has a really interesting story to tell. She was a speech pathologist, and then she had a horrific car accident which left her without a voice. And eventually, she turned it around and did something amazing. And for you women who want to look beautiful, you're going to want to watch this. Welcome, Denise.
Thank you, Lee. Thank you for having me today. I'm so happy to be here.
And I'm so excited to have you. I want to hear a little bit about your story. So you were a speech pathologist. What does that mean? What did you do?
Okay, so as a speech pathologist, I work with special needs children on their language intervention and speech patterns. And in the school system, there's a lot of challenges, but I went to school for that, and I love it. And I still do it.
And what ages are you working with?
Okay, so I work from kindergarten to 5th grade.
Right, wonderful.
Yeah, they're wonderful.
And how many years were you?
Oh, I'm doing this 23 years.
Oh my goodness, you've helped a lot of kids.
Yes.
But now I know, so you've done this for 23 years, and then there was an accident. Can you walk us through what happened?
Well, I was in a car accident with my family. Luckily, we weren't hurt, really severely, but it did affect my voice because I was the one with a car accident side of the car, the seatbelt, with my voice. And as you can hear, I do have, unfortunately, that caused me to lose my voice. And 2006, from 2006 to 2011, I had no voice.
At all?
At all. Well, it was spasming, and you couldn't really even understand me. It was not a clear voice. It was very broken and choppy, and you could not understand me. So that became a very dark time in my life, and I had to push through with work and trying to fight to keep my job, which I did, morphing through with my own family life and trying to get out of the darkness to the light. So it was very challenging, but I got to a point where when I was fighting them, then I met a doctor that I give Botox injections every 3 months to speak. So that was kind of took me to the next level. But in between that phase, I thought about my products that I have created. I created the company T-Suit, fits everybody to a T. So when you're in that process of darkness, sometimes the creative energy, when you're not really expressing all your feelings inside, that's how it kind of came to be.
All right, and I just want to understand that a little bit more. So you're talking about the darkness. How long was it before you could actually speak?
So it was 2006 to 2011. It was 5 years.
5 years
of challenging people saying, what, I can't hear you, not being able to go through a drive-through, not being able to speak on the telephone, working where I had to really, I needed accommodations, and at the time, I didn't even realize myself I had a disability, and that's something that people don't realize. I needed help, and no one wanted to help me, but once I realized I had a disability, then I knew what I had to do to get to the next level at work. And I had a microphone then, and I got them to give me things to make me be able to do my job. But within that, with my voice being the way it was, and I was able to work, but then in 2011, after a lot of research, because I am a speech pathologist, having an ironically speech disorder, I knew too much, so I didn't want to actually try the Botox in the beginning because I know too much. It does atrophy for your vocal folds. You do get an injection that paralyzes them. So I knew the medical part of it that kind of gave me a little fearfulness, but I'm lucky that I found the doctor that I did, and I do go, and it is successful. It's not successful for everybody, so I am fortunate. So then,
and you said you need injections
every 3 months. I get 2 injections into my vocal folds. No anesthesia, nothing. Poke, stick, done. It's challenging, but I have to do it.
Right.
I have a lot to say, and I have a lot of things to do. So getting my voice back made me even that much stronger, pushing me to the next level. When I was in that dark time, it made me I became even stronger because of that. So, and then back then I was 42. Fast forward like 15 years later, now I'm 55. Different, your mindset is different. You know that you could really overcome a lot.
And what kind of support did you have then? I think you said was it your son who supported you quite a bit?
My son, my husband. Even at work, I have another friend who's a speech pathologist who's with me on this journey of the T-suit as well. Thank goodness she was there because she wouldn't let me leave, because there was times when I'm like, I can't do this anymore. It's just too much. They're taking me down, but I knew that I had to keep going for my son.
All right. And what was your lowest part? Where was it? When was it the toughest?
The toughest was when I would wake up in the morning. I'd have to smile all day because of the students, but then there were people who would make me feel bad about my voice. Not my students. My students
Right.
never did. My students, because they have disabilities, they were, I'm going to cry a little bit, they were always accepting of who I am. And when I did get my voice back like this, one of my students says, I like the other voice better.
Oh.
And that lets you know what's real. And that's why I do what I do. And still to today, I'm a speech pathologist, because I had so much to give. You were going to take me away from something where I could have given so much. And I am, I'm giving. So I'm fortunate that I stuck it out. I didn't give up. We can never give up. And I used to tell my son that, so I had to live it. If I was going to tell him, you never, never, never give up, I had to keep going.
You did it.
And I did it, and it brought me to this new, unbelievable company, because during the time when I didn't have the voice, I came up with the name.
Right. You said you had time to think.
I had so much time to think.
Where did you started with a name?
Yes,
Tell us about the
okay.
name and what does that mean?
Okay, so the name is T-suit, fits everybody to a T. When I used to go to the swim club with my son when he was younger, I never wanted to cover up. I wanted to be able to just get up and walk around either after him or with him, not where I had to put on this T-shirt and hide. So I was makeshifting this thing. I didn't know what I was doing. I put this thing under a shirt, and it was more waterproof, and and people would say, "What is that?" I love it. And I'm like,
So you designed your own
I kind of
little
designed my own
cover.
thing with different things that I had. I put them together, little boy shorts, because after having a baby, you're covering which area you want to cover, what have you. So I did that, and people would say, where'd you get that? And then I'd change it up and do something, where'd you get that? So then I said, there's something to this. So I first came up with the name. And the name was, we were thinking about it, but I started with like a T-shirt with something supporting, for full of figure women, you need support. So I called it T-suit, but then I came up with fits everybody to a T, because the T-suit and the T kind of come together. But it was about the fit, and that's what I learned as I'm going forward with this. Women are not a size. It doesn't matter what size you are about a fit. If it fits you, you look beautiful. If it doesn't fit, then it's not serving your purpose. So people get caught up in this number, the size, and that's not what it's about. So that's why it fits everybody to a T. So it's about the curvy woman, but it's about all women, because if you're not wearing the right fit, you're not going to look your most fabulous.
And you had mentioned how you designed that, what I thought was so interesting. You said that in the fashion industry, that women usually they start with a size 6 or 2 or sizes that I don't understand how people wear them. But you start there, and then to fit larger women, you just take a size 6 and make it bigger.
Exactly.
But the curviness is different. So how did you do it? You had a whole different approach.
I had a whole different idea in my head. So luckily, I've met a wonderful designer, Julia B. Without her, I wouldn't have been able to come up with these fashions, because she took me very seriously, and she took my vision very seriously. And I said to her, why are we not taking the curvy woman, my friend Catherine is the curvy woman as well, and make her the fit model? Why is she not the fit model? So size 18, 20, why don't we fit it on her and then go this way? So this way the fit, if you see my design, my pareo, it fits everybody. It looks the same design on everybody. So I was very thrilled with that, because no matter what size you are, it looks the same. The shape is the same, and it doesn't change, and everyone looks fabulous.
So your designs, you started curvy.
Yes, and
then fit it from there.
Fit it there. Exactly.
Hail to the curvy women. There you go.
Yeah,
We need a T-suit that fits to a T. So I love this. Now, how long have you been in this business? And I want to look at some of your things,
Okay.
but how long have you been in?
So I started with the name, like I told you, in 2011. Then I was trying to trademark it. I launched my website last year, 2018. So it's been going on for a couple of years, but the actual launch was April 2018.
All right, and actually, you know what? Tell us just a little bit of the process, because I'm sure there are women who want to start their own business. It's a challenge. So you came up with a name, you found a trademark. Right. What does it take to start a business?
Okay, it's a lot of, like you said, it's a challenge.
It's a challenge.
It's a challenge, but not only is it a challenge, it takes a lot of learning. You have to learn from people. You have to learn from people who have knowledge. I was never in the fashion industry. I don't know. I do now. I didn't know where to start. I had to start with what I was lacking. Even though I was creating things, I needed a design. So all these ideas in my head are great, but if you're not putting them to paper or to putting them to become something, they're going nowhere. So the challenge is, first of all, when you're an entrepreneur, you are kind of on your own a lot, but you have to gather resources to learn. So that was my first step, learning about the fashion industry, meeting with my designer, because I'm not a designer. You can't be everything. If you're an entrepreneur, you're creating a company, you can't be everybody. So also building a website is challenging. Exactly. All of these things that are still changing and ever changing, and a business will always have to morph. So I learned that too. You can't just you think you got it here. It's never ending. There's always something else to do. So those are, if someone's starting first note, to never give up, that's my motto. If you make a mistake, you're going to make many. And you have to learn from them. You're going to make many. There's many. But as you make mistakes, you find better ways of doing things, and you move from there. One other thing I could say is, like I said, have a mentor. Follow people that have done it before. Social media is really big. I'm just learning how to do that at this certain age. At this certain age, it's not so easy. But if you tap into it and look at other things, but you always should be yourself. Don't ever change who you are. That's one very important thing I believe about being an entrepreneur or starting a company. Have your vision and don't ever leave it. That's one thing you should not change, your vision.
Your vision and your brand. I always hear that who you are is your brand.
That's who you are.
All right, so why don't we take a look at some of your things, because I love your products.
Okay, so I'm going to show you.
That you've created and designed.
Let's put this
back this out a little bit.
Okay, so
tell me about where you started. Why don't you come right over here?
Okay, I'm going to come over here.
We'll take a look.
So if you see this, now this is a cover-up, kind of like what I makeshifted when I was doing my little tricks at the swim club. So this is a swimmable cover-up. So I'm going to show it to you. When people put on T-shirts, they become very soggy and wet and hang down. This is very well made, first of all. The fabric is fabulous, and it's from Milan, Italy, but the back is sexy. We're not covering up. We're accentuating the body. We're not covering up.
I love it. So you can wear this over any bathing suit.
So guess what? For the first time in my life last year, I actually wore a bikini top and a little skirted bottom. I wore a bikini top underneath that, and it looked fabulous. If you check out either my website or Instagram, you'll see me with it on, because I'm real. And you go into the water, and it dries in less than 5 minutes.
So no more big T-shirts.
No big T-shirt.
You're going to wear this beautiful cover-up.
This is the T-suit
top, under it.
And it comes in a dress. And what I have to say about it is that people are wearing it now. What's the boards? The boards. What is that thing called? I forgot the name. When you swimming.
So when they're surfboards or skimboards,
canoeing, all of these water sports now.
And the sup, right? When people stand up.
Exactly. Yes, thank you. It's a weird word.
It's a supping, right? You sup.
Yeah, exactly. I don't know anything about that. But anyway, people in activewear, too, are liking this because they could still have their swim, but kind of, you don't always want to just be hanging out, like everything hanging out. So even like I was saying before, when I wore a bikini top, it actually gives you a better shape. You know, sometimes some one piece is going to weigh you down or whatever. But if you have a bikini top on, it does support you better. So like your core looked better in this, and
Right.
it was all really awesome. And like I said, it's very sexy. Why do we have to wear? Why? Because I'm 50 or 55 or 60. Do I have to wear something frumpy?
That's ugly. You can wear something beautiful.
Yes, I need something beautiful and sexy, beautiful, and just making you feel beautiful from the inside out.
I love it. Now, is this one of your suits that's under it, or is that that's a demo?
When I created my website, I did hand select swimwear to go on my line that take the fit into consideration. So their fit is nice and their fabric is fabulous. So I picked 3 companies that I have on my website that I love their swimsuits.
So they're form-flattering
swimsuits, exactly.
And then you've got the cover-up, either short or long. I love it.
And the dress is unbelievable, too. I don't have the dress today, but the dress is the same material, just longer.
Okay. So before we go to your, your skincare line, why don't we look over here? So you come on over here. We're going to switch here.
Yeah, because, I'm sorry.
It's like doing a little dance.
We're doing a little dance. So this is
come inside. Come between the screen.
This is what we were talking about. Remember I said that there's the pareo, that my friend was the fit model?
Yep.
See how this design, this is the pattern. It's not just a piece of material that you just wrap around your body.
So it's got a curve to it.
It's got a curve to it, and it kind of just
goes around the hips.
Goes around the hips, and it shows. So if you look at anybody that's wearing it from size 4 to size 22, that shape never changes. Never.
And this was your first piece that you?
That was my
piece.
dream.
This is the dream. Okay.
This is the dream because I could go in and out of the water and just like that. Just like that.
So we took care of the top here, and now you're taking care of
the bottom,
the hippie thing.
The hippie thing. But with the hippie thing, everyone has hips. I mean, there are people who are very thin, but it even gives them a shape. Because it has a shape. It's not just a piece. Like when they create pareos, they say, I could get a pareo everywhere. Not that one.
Right.
You can't get this one everywhere. No, because it was made with the body in mind and the fit in mind, and that's the difference.
I love it. And then the top that's with it
is
just another top that's available.
That's available on my website.
Okay.
Yes.
So fantastic. Now we're going to do the dance again.
Do the dance again.
And then if we can look, because you have a whole skincare line. So where did that start? Because I think this is so clever what you did.
Okay. So I do love all these type of products. So this was like a dream of mine as well. I created travel essentials.
Okay.
So, let's start with this one because this is where I wanted to create one. Now, these are mine. These are my own formula. I created the formula that's in these little bottles here.
Okay.
So, clean is a delicate hand wash when you're on vacation. You want to rinse your either swimsuit or anything that you have that's delicate in this rinse, and it smells. Oh my goodness. So.
All right. So you hand things off to me here.
I'll hand these off to you. Okay. Now.
I'm just gonna check this out a little bit
because my goodness.
Oh my goodness! It smells like the beach.
It smells like the beach.
It smells like the beach.
And it's such a clean scent, and when you kind of rinse
So interesting. So it's a powder.
It's a powder.
And you invented this powder. Mm-hmm. And so you take it with you on vacation.
Yes.
You clean your suits out.
Oh
my goodness!
You rinse them out, and you just hang them to dry, and it's awesome. The best thing about this, there are other companies that have the liquid. Once you open the packet, then you gotta either just get rid of it, smelling everywhere. So powder was why I thought of the powder.
I love it.
But this is so awesome. Now I came up with how to hydrate yourself on the beach. So this is a little bit of it's a spritz. It's a hydrating spray to keep yourself cool and hydrated.
Ooh,
you feel like you're on the beach.
You do. It's like the sea mist.
Oh, it's amazing. It's like sea mist, exactly. But it's a coconutty. It's called Aloha Love because I love Hawaii, and soon, hopefully one day, these will be in Hawaii.
I love it.
I have a vision for them to be in Hawaii. Then we have, this is my most popular at the moment.
Okay.
It's called Glow, and it's to enhance the skin you're in. So it's not an SPF. It's not a self-tanner. There's no residue, but you pump it. You see, and then it has a little color, but when it goes on, it enhances your skin you're in.
Oh, so but I mean, it's a moisturizer,
It's a moisturizer,
but it has like a little glow.
Little glow, but I use it, I have friends that swear by it. They use it as foundation now. It's crazy.
I love it. And again, you created this.
I
It was
created
your
this. Is
idea.
my
It
formula.
was-
Denise's formula.
And now, just because it's interesting, the manufacturing process. Where do you make this? Is this something you make in your kitchen, or is this something you have?
No,
you create the
I had to
formula.
find a lab on Staten Island. I went to a lab on Staten Island, and I told him all my visions of what I want them to be, and we sat and we talked about how I wanted them to smell, how we would do it, and lo and behold,
And this laboratory created this for you.
The laboratory created it for me.
And now, what about package design? Again, that's another thing. That when you're an entrepreneur,
The logo.
Yeah.
So this is my logo.
it's a butterfly.
It's a butterfly, and and if you look at it, it kind of looks like a bikini.
Yeah, I see it. It's a shapely butterfly.
It's a shapely butterfly. I love butterflies because of that whole time of my life. Butterflies were very instrumental in getting me, messages and stuff back then, and the butterfly means a lot to me. There's a lot to this story, but the butterfly became my logo. But with that, see, the colors are very summery, feeling very light and airy. So that was the packaging. Of course, I wanted my logo because my logo that's what's going to represent me when people finally know who T-Suit is. The packaging, of course, I found the bottles. You have to go and find bottles. I had to go and get labels made. It was a whole process. So talking about that with starting a company, there's always something. And things go wrong, and things don't always go smooth. I mean, I was fortunate to get my, on the first time, because I wanted them clear. I wanted them to look clean. So it was a process.
No, fantastic. And I think that people don't necessarily realize that many people who are technicians, right, they create a business around what they're good at. So, for example, someone might say, well, I was able to design the product that's in it, let's just start a business. But they don't realize there's so much to it, right, between packaging and trademarking and bookkeeping
exactly.
and marketing and social media.
Financing.
There's so much. So, but then you finally have your product, which is so great.
It's amazing that I have 4 travel essentials right here to go along with my summer wear. I think that they match. They're like a match made on the beach. They're match made on the beach all together. So Cool is an lavender aloe cooling, refreshing, windburn, sunburn, extremely dry skin. This is awesome. You have to love lavender, though. You do have to love lavender. I always tell people that.
It does. It smells like fresh lavender.
It does.
I know. You can buy sachets for pillows and things that have that same light scent. That's lovely.
The thing that makes it cooling is the aloe. So between the healing, lavender and aloe are both healing properties.
So it's an after sun.
I would say it's after sun, but you could use it for extremely dry skin. People have told me it helped their eczema. I'm not making a claim, but they told me it helps eczema or anything severely dry skin. You could put it anywhere. I mean, but my travel essential, I say after sun, windburn, any of those sports when you're outside, this would really be a great thing. And then I told you about glow, so we're good. Yeah,
that's
so it's
everything.
amazing.
Fantastic.
Yeah.
So let me see if we can grab our chairs again here.
Okay, let's see.
It's a little bit of a dance, but we can do
We
this.
can do it. We could do anything, right?
Yeah. This is the magic of TV,
back.
Everybody. We've got to do these little things. Here we go. All right.
Get me back
so
up.
we saw all the products. So do you think? I mean, you very bravely started this in your 50s.
Exactly.
And I hate. I mean, accidents are never a blessing, but do you think you would have been able to create the T-Suit and your product line and all that if you had not gone through this dark time of recovery? And because you said it gave you a long time to think. I mean, so you really took a lot of lemons.
I did. Yeah. I think without that period of time did catapult me into being a much stronger, braver fighter.
A fighter.
A
Okay.
fighter, not in a bad way, of fighting for myself, fighting for what I believe in. And I always fought for my students, fighting for them.
Yeah.
So then finally I had to fight for myself. And that's where I think why I've done this is because I know there's nothing you can't do. We can be unstoppable. There are roadblocks, and if you truly believe in something, it will happen.
So do you have any advice that you can give to others? I mean, if obviously if they have this a bad accident or bad thing that happens to them, and it might be a car accident, but it might be the loss of someone dear to them. It might be the loss of a job, right? It's really if you get laid off. What is your bit of advice? How do you, what do you need to get through that? Is it your own mindset? Is it your family? Is it who you put around you? What are some of your
ultimately,
secrets?
yes, you need a balance of other people who do believe in you, but ultimately it's your mindset, and you have to really know that you can do it and feel powerful within yourself that you can get through anything. And if you really want it, you will do it. If you really want it, you will do it. You will.
And now, how do you feel about the future? So you're just getting started. You've been doing this for 2 years.
How do I feel?
Is this the start for you?
This is the start. Yes,
Okay.
this is the start of a new beginning. As I'm still, working as a speech pathologist, I have a few more years of that I have to finish because I could retire soon. And I'm not retiring. I'm obviously, you see, reinventing. So what I'm saying about that is this is an all new chapter, and there's more to come. You just keep going. I have more ideas already spinning in my head. Creative people never stop. Sometimes I don't sleep. The challenge is I got to sleep at one point in time. But I feel like there's so much more to come. Watch out.
So can you give us a little secret on something? Do you think you're going to expand your fashion line? Do you think you might expand the skincare line? Or do you think you might do something completely out of the box?
Well, you see, I have a few. I want to do different design, not the design itself, colors, patterns in the swim top and the swim dress. So I have that in the back of my mind to do next. My vision is to get it to people. That's my next step. I think my next step is to have people to know really who T-Suit is, and my vision about women feeling beautiful inside and out, because I think that's my vision. I want people to feel good about themselves. I want a woman of a certain age to feel sexy and powerful and know that they can do whatever they want to do and walk around and not cover up.
Or if you're going to cover up, cover beautifully.
Cover up beautifully,
right?
exactly.
Cover up in a sexy way.
Exactly.
And I think I was on social media today, and you always see these ads for losing weight and exercise, which is fine.
It's fine.
But what I love is you can be who you are and get into one of your outfits and feel better about yourself right away.
Exactly.
Without having to wait 60, 90 days or a year. Right?
I'm going to lose that next 10 pounds before I put that on. No. You can put that on right now and walk and feel proud and feel beautiful and proud and just powerful. I have to use the word powerful. I use the word Wonder Woman as part of we are Wonder Women. Because doing this, like we said, is not easy. But at the same time, oh my goodness, how uplifting, how wonderful is that we will create these things and more women to come to do that too. I hope I'm inspiring women to get out there and live their dream. But if you're not doing it, it's not happening. You have to do it to make it happen. You can't just dream it.
Well, you are very inspiring. Thank you so much for coming today. You are an amazing woman. So thank you to all of you who've joined us, and I hope you just feel empowered by the beautiful things that Denise Cesare has shown us and has created for us. And we'll see you next time on A Certain Age.